Hello and welcome to this very last episode for the year of online store success. It's been a big year, I'm sure, for you in your business. I know it certainly has for me. There's been a lot going on in the world, and sometimes it feels just really heavy. So today's episode is a little bit of a different kind of episode where I want to give you the opportunity to reflect of the year that's been, look ahead and set some intentions for the year to come. So if you're listening to this and perhaps hopefully you're on holidays, maybe have a notepad and pen handy or your notes on your phone so that you can work through this and close off this year in a nice little ceremony, if you will, and know what it is that you're working towards in the new year. Okay, let's go. Hi, welcome to the Online Store Success Podcast. I'm your host, Jody Minto, an e-commerce coach and meta ads specialist. Each week, I share with you practical strategies to help you grow a profitable online store that runs in school hours and supports your lifestyle. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I want to say this. For most small business owners that I've spoken to, this year hasn't been a straight line. It's certainly not been neat or tidy in any way, shape or form. It's been a really big year. Internally within your business, no doubt so much has happened. There's been probably product launches, stock decisions, cash flow stuff, marketing experiments, maybe hiring and firing team members, signing on for warehouse leases, cancelling warehouse leases, and so on and so forth. And all alongside your day-to-day life and family and responsibilities alongside of that. But aside from what's been happening internally, externally, there's been so much heavy stuff happening in the world around us as well. Everything from political changes, things like tariffs. Are we paying tariffs? Are we not paying tariffs? How much are the tariffs? There's been wars. There's been just horrors. There's been terrorist attacks. It definitely has felt very, very heavy. So if you're finishing the year feeling tired and worn out, I want you to know that that makes perfect sense. There's been a lot going on and a lot to hold aside from just your business. So I want you to think about the next few things really gently in a way that you're being kind to yourself. And you don't need to answer them perfectly. It can be just scribbly notes anywhere. It can be scribbly notes inside of your mind where we can think about what has worked this year, what felt heavy, and what we want next year to feel like. This is all about feelings and that sense of excitement and optimism for the year ahead, and also closing out anything that felt like it drained your energy. It's not necessarily us today writing out goals and I want you to achieve, this revenue or anything like that. This is about the feelings of how this year has been. So let's start at the beginning. I want you to think about for a few moments what actually worked this year. Think back over the year and notice where things felt easier than expected or you was happily surprised by the outcome. This could be things when it comes to your products or your categories. This could be systems and processes. This could be particular marketing activities, tactics, or promotions. I want you to think about what felt like it worked really well and in an easeful way and in a way that you were pleasantly surprised or happy or felt really excited about. Because these things I really, really want you to think about, notice and honor and lean more into the new year. Okay, so what I want you to also now think about on the flip side of that is what felt heavy. What drained you? Your energy, maybe even your cash flow, your patience, your will to live. What felt really heavy and tiring and just ick? So again, it could be anything like perhaps it's a particular product launch that you invested in because you felt like it was a good idea, or maybe someone told you it was going to be a good idea and it just didn't work out for you. Maybe it's a particular marketing tactic or channel that you're doing. For example, TikTok, and you're trying to create new reels and this and that, and it's just not getting any traction and it felt really cumbersome. Maybe it was a staff member or a team member that has been quite difficult to manage and it's drained you. I know certainly, depending on what stage of your business, that's often a real stressor for small to mid-size businesses is the staffing, managing the staff, and that can be really feel heavy and unsettled. I want you to really think about it. And I don't want you to necessarily come up with suggestions right now. This is more just about being aware of what it was and how it made you feel, so we can go into the new year and start thinking about, okay, how can I make sure that I'm moving away from this things that like drain me and moving towards the things that really light me up. Now I want you to think about how you want to feel in the new year. And I really want you to sit with this one. This isn't about what I want you to achieve. It's not necessarily about hitting $1 million in revenue a year or anything like that. It's about how you want to feel. Because perhaps you want to feel abundant and successful, and perhaps that doesn't look like hitting 7 figures, right? Perhaps that looks like some cash in the bank, or being able to pay your bills on time, or paying yourself a healthy salary that you usually would have got in your previous job. Because maybe it's not about chasing those revenue targets. It's about how you feel comfortable and abundant and happy and inspired in your business. I want you to think about whether or not you want to work the same amount of hours that you worked this year, or maybe you want to work less. And maybe there are different lifestyle things that you want to add into the mix. Maybe you want to sign up for that yoga lesson every week, or maybe you want to start horse riding, or whatever it might be. But thinking about what are some different things that you would like to incorporate into your year in the new 2026 that will help you feel happy, abundant, and satisfied, because we all start our businesses for this freedom and flexibility piece, right? But what often we find ourselves doing is working twice the hours that we used to work in our job and for half the amount of money. So we want to make sure that we are flagging anything that isn't in alignment with that goal, that freedom and flexibility goal, and figuring out, okay, what am I going to do about it? And the start of a new year is the perfect time to really, really think about this. Okay, so a little recap on what I'm seeing work with my mastermind clients right now, because it's been, like I said, a huge year, and we have had such great success in our mastermind. Our ladies have absolutely killed it, and it's not necessarily in the ways that you think would be the levers that you pull to be really successful and to scale your sales. So one of the biggest interesting things that has worked really, really well for my mastermind clients is actually scaling back their product lineup. They are simplifying their ranges and really leaning into their hero products. I've got a number of clients that have been doing this, where they have so many SKUs, so many products in their business, and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And half of those things people aren't even buying. They're not even getting that far down the page on their website to even see that they exist. Plus, we're looking at things through the lens of like, is this actually profitable, this particular product? Because if it's not, we have two options. We put up the price, or we source it for cheaper, or there's also a third option, we don't sell it anymore. So thinking about, in your particular case, is there a way that you can simplify your offerings in that it will allow you more of that opportunity to lean into your hero products and communicate that to your customers, which is those products that you become well known for and famous for. They're like, I know Jody does XYZ, and without confusing things. Also, what I'm seeing working right now is when it comes to their marketing engine, their sales and marketing engine, it's not about being across everything. It's about picking 2 or 3 marketing activities that convert and that feel easeful and enjoyable. So what do I mean by this? We're usually looking at, of course, email marketing, so list building, email marketing activities. And even within that, what we're doing is we're making sure that we're being really consistent. We're segmenting our list. We have got automated flows set up that help that keep chugging along. Then we have our organic channels, i.e. our social media channels. So depending on what works for you, there's obviously Meta, there's all the Meta platforms, there's TikTok, there's Pinterest, there's LinkedIn, etc., right? But it's not about being on all of them. So most of my mastermind members really just focus on Instagram and Facebook, and even just Instagram. And I know for me in my business this is the case. I don't even bother with TikTok because I've sort of dabbled with it a little bit and just find I haven't got traction there. And I'm more of a TikTok, I like it for entertainment purposes. I don't want to have to also be showing up there in a business capacity. So thinking about what those sales marketing things are and simplifying them and just doing one or two of those channels really well. And then, of course, meta ads. Meta ads are being used to amplify what's working and not trying to be the band-aid to fix things like a conversion issue or products that people aren't necessarily buying. So we're getting, again, we're simplifying what we're doing, and we're just like then leaning into that and doing a better job of those particular marketing activities that we do. And then thirdly, the operations and lifestyle piece. We have got a lot of ladies about to move to third-party fulfillment, which is the most exciting thing for me, because it means that one, their business has gotten to a level of consistency where they can consider 3PL. Two, I just know what a huge impact it will have on their life, and it will help them align with that freedom and flexibility piece. Because right now I've got a lot of ladies who are hopefully going to sign up with 3PL very, very soon, but constricted. They are, they're making all these, tens of thousands of dollars in sales a month, $100,000 in sales a month. And it's all with them. They have to pick and pack the orders themselves. They've got to make sure that they're home if they've gone out to do something in time for the postman to come and collect it. And it's just so cumbersome, and it's not the best use of their time when their business is at that stage, that 50K, 100K mark, right? Their best use of their time is on the marketing activities and in the sourcing and designing of the products. This also looks like getting in some help for those repetitive tasks within your business, perhaps admin tasks, perhaps customer service tasks. I know in e-com we get a lot of emails around like, where is my thing? I've lost the tracking number. How do I return this? And what if it doesn't fit me? And those types of requests, we can have canned responses where we can have a VA go in and share that information with them. And of course, anything curlier or more difficult from a customer service situation, then that can be forwarded on to you. But by protecting yourself for not being on the front line of absolutely everything, not only helps free up your time, but it helps with your thoughts and your love for the business. There's nothing worse than waking up to an email with someone complaining about something, and sometimes they're really just silly complaints, right? So putting in a layer to protect your energy and your time in order for you to continue scaling this business and really stepping into the CEO headspace. And so we're doing a lot of that inside the mastermind as well. So different ways that I can support you in the new year. And of course, if you're just a podcast listener and you just want to keep listening, that's so fine. But if you are interested in how we could work together, I'll give you a couple of little ideas around what that looks like. So for many of you listening, you've probably heard me talk about my One Ad Wonder mini course. And that's often the very first stop on the Jody Minto train, where people will come and buy that One Ad Wonder mini course. It's US $97. It's available all year round. It's a self-study. I'm not in there. There's no access to me, but it gives people an idea of me, the philosophies and that I teach, and my methodology, and also gives you a great meta ad strategy that works really, really well. So that's often the very first spot for a really low investment. And then from there, people often come into my Ecom Ads Academy. Now, Ecom Ads Academy is for product-based ecom brands who are already making some sales. So when I say some sales, you are making sales to people that are not just family and friends. In other words, we know that your online store converts, and we have some products that convert, because Ecom Ads Academy is all about just scaling things up through paid ads. And in that program, that's where I teach you how to confidently and profitably manage your meta ads yourself now and forever. And we do this in a couple of different ways. Basically, once you enroll, you get lifetime access to the curriculum, and early enrollment is open now. So you can enroll today and get instant access to all of the modules. And then come 16th of Feb, we start our 8-week live group coaching cohort, where we have weekly group calls. We have a private community. You can get my eyes reviewing your ads on those calls and get real-time feedback. So if that's of interest, check out the show notes, but it's called Ecom Ads Academy. So it's a small group coaching program. If you're a bit further along in your business and you're doing 20K months in revenue, and you're looking to scale across all different elements, not just meta ads, but that operations piece, the sales and marketing engine, that product and inventory strategy piece, be sure to check out my mastermind. It's called the 7-Figure Scale Collective Mastermind, and it's for established fashion and lifestyle e-com brands who are ready to scale things up to that sort of 6-figure months. Inside of the mastermind, we work on product strategy, we look at your sales and marketing engine, and then we look at your operations and lifestyle to make sure that we can create $1 million lean e-com business that's not only profitable, but it can run in the hours that you choose and not suck the life out of you. Now, I have 4 spots available for our next cohort, which starts the 2nd of Feb. Be sure to check out the notes in the link in the show notes, have a look, and if it's of interest, please do apply. I've already had a couple of applications come through and there's only 4 spots. All right, aside from that, I just want to wish you a huge Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. And I just want you to know that scaling your brand, your e-commerce store, isn't just about doing more things. As you can hear from the examples I've shared with you today, it's often about simplifying things and focusing on what is working and getting rid of what is not. But we also really want to be mindful of how our business makes us feel and all of the different things we do inside of it, because we want our business to be enjoyable, right? We don't want it to feel like it's just a massive burden on us. All right. Have a beautiful holiday period. Wishing you a very happy, healthy, and abundant 2026. And I cannot wait to see you in the new year. And if you want to give me a little Christmas end of year gift, I would be so grateful if you could go away and leave me a little review on this podcast. That would be so helpful and heartwarming for me. Thank you. Have a beautiful, restful break. And I can't wait to chat very soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Online Store Success with me, Jody Minto. If you loved it, please share it with your friends on Instagram and tag me at @IamJodyMinto so I can say thank you. And if you really want to make my day, please go ahead and leave me a review on Apple Podcasts and give me a follow. If you'd like my help in starting or scaling your online store, be sure to check out my free resources and programs at jodyminto.com. Thanks again, and same time, same place next week. Bye for now.